All right, guys, welcome to our Monday stream. Here we go. We had some difficulties in the beginning, but we are back. Welcome, and let's see here. All right, we are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and welcome to our Monday live. Today we are going to be talking. Thanks, guys. Francisco, Igbar, Kana, Temito. Hey, guys. Drop your questions. We'll be inviting a few of you guys to the to ask questions on video. Welcome, my friends on TikTok as well. And we've got a lot of things that are happening this week. And I put a title on this live. Airport detentions are freaking people out. And I'm not talking about just people that are being questioned or sent back. We're talking about people that are actually being detained and sent to jail. And this is green card holders. We're talking about visas, people on visas. Why is it happening? This is something that is important to address. So we're doing this live to share the stories of some of these people that it happened. And if it happened to you, let me know. The most recent situation that I can share with you is a person that was traveling on a work visa. She was traveling on an O1, and there was an issue with her documents. The name of the company on her forms wasn't matching what was on her application, and the immigration officers assumed that she was committing fraud. And so they not only revoked her visa, but they also detained her. They literally sent her to immigration detention, and she was there for about 10 days. And so that is the question. Why are these things happening? And it creates a lot of anxiety with people. They're worried that if they're traveling, are they going to be detained? And if they're going to be detained, are they going to send to immigration jail? And what is causing all these things? So I think it's really there's a lot of inconsistency at the border. We know that CBP officers in one airport are acting a little bit different than another airport. From the moment they cancel somebody's visa or deny their entry, from the moment they decide to send them to jail, not that much time is passing. And so, I think what I think is, when you are traveling, especially these days, make sure you have everything prepared, all the documents to show that your intentions, your visa eligibility is legal, it's appropriate. And so even if you get detained or stopped, they're not just going to send you to jail. The worst they can do is just cancel your visa and send you out, right? All right, let's see here. We've got questions coming from everywhere. Attorney Smolcombe. Oh, yes, Puerto. That is correct. I am his friend. I am friends with a lot of attorneys. Correct. Hamza says, my alien petition, 5 weeks for case response. Are those accurate on the USCIS website? So right now, it's 5 to 8 weeks. So I would say it's pretty accurate. We've got A few people waiting here to go on video with me. I'll take these calls in a second. If you want to go live on TikTok, join the. Uh, and also, we have here. There we go. Here we go. So if you're watching this on TikTok, there is a new form down here, was issued by TikTok. If you want to get in touch with me during the live, um, you can use the form that you see on the screen right now. This is a new thing from TikTok, which allows us to um, get faster consultations for people that are watching this live. So if you're watching this now, fill this form and get your info in there. Thanks, Peter. And also, um, Georgina is asking if I help clients in all 50 states. I do. And you can also use the number in the bio on TikTok to send me a text right now from the live. And also, if people are watching this on YouTube, you can use this number. And we're going to take Temito, who's been waiting here.
Hello.
Hi, Temito. Where are you from? And what is your question?
I'm from Mansfield, Texas.
Yeah. You were here last time, right?
I was here
Yeah,
last time.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
to see you again.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes. My
Yes.
husband, he's from Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
So he's already got the visa and everything. So we were wondering, while he's waiting for his green card, is he able to work?
He's where is he now? Is he here?
He's not here yet. He's still in Nigeria. He'll be here at the end of the month.
Okay, so he once he gets to the US, he's gonna have this package with him, right? This package, they're gonna process him at the airport, and then they mail him the green card. Between the time he
Right.
enters and getting the green card, he won't be able to work. He has
Okay,
to.
so he needs to wait.
It shouldn't take more than a month to get the green card.
Okay,
Or
so it shouldn't
that-
take more than a month.
no,
Okay.
once he enters, they'll process him, and he'll be fine.
Okay. And one more question, I'll make it so quick. My cousin, he got denied for a visitor visa in Lagos, Nigeria. Is there
Okay.
anything else he can do?
So he needs to wait at least 6 months, and then he can try to reapply and maybe change his. He can show he has a better job, maybe he has more money. But that's just how it is. They deny them because they feel that they didn't qualify at the time, but he can
Okay.
always reapply 6 months later.
Very good. Thank you so
Okay, of
much. That's all I had. Thank you.
course. Thanks, guys. So appreciate you, Miko. Appreciate it. Some people come here every week to watch the lives, and I appreciate you, all of you guys. But yes, I can help clients in all 50 states. All you have to do is use the number on my screen. During the live is the best way to do this. And if you're watching on TikTok, you can do this, or you can use the form that I linked before, and I'll do it throughout the live. And it's a new thing from TikTok to allow you to get faster access, even faster than the phone number. And we'll get people on the live right now on TikTok as well, because if you want to join me on video on TikTok, you just have to line up. And we have, I believe Eve is on TikTok live, right? Eve, can you hear me? Oh, here we go.
Hello?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, sorry.
Is your video working, by the way?
I don't know. There you go. Sorry. Can you see me?
Not yet, but I think. Oh yeah, now I can see you.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I have a question.
Where are you from, by the way?
Oh, I live in Indiana.
Indiana.
Indianapolis.
Okay.
Okay. My husband, he's an American citizen, and I'm a green card holder. So he surprised me with a trip to Mexico in
Okay.
2 days to leave.
Okay.
We're going from Chicago to Monterrey. What paperwork should I take other than my green card and my Mexican passport? I feel like it's just getting too scary right now to travel.
So you're a green card holder. You don't have any violations in your past, right?
No.
Okay, perfect. So you just need your green card and your passport. That's it. And don't spend more than 6 months out of the country.
Okay, and stopping people and asking them a lot of questions at customs or something like that. Is that like really, like, what should I do in a position like that?
So, like I said, the title of the live stream here is airport detentions have become more common right now. So usually what they do is, my understanding is that they have a system now that they flag people, right? So that it's automatic. They flag people based on your history in the United States, which would be criminal, any immigration fraud, any removals. If you don't have any of that, you're probably not going to be flagged and you'll be
Okay.
fine. But people that had those things, it doesn't mean that they're going to be in trouble right away. It means that they will be flagged, and something can happen, right? So if you don't have any history, you should be fine.
Okay. Okay. Sounds
All right,
good. Thank you.
of course. And I mentioned again, for anybody who's watching this on TikTok or on YouTube or Instagram, it's really about catch and revoke. This is the system that they have. It's called catch and revoke, which means that if you had any violations in your immigration history, whether you're a green card holder, whether you are any of that things, then they will be, if you travel, you'll be flagged, right? So, and then when you flagged, the next thing they're going to do is, it depends on the seriousness of the violation. So, for example, people that had DUIs, theft, any other crimes like that, some of these people were actually detained and put into immigration jail, right? We don't know, what is the criteria for this to happen, but it does happen. So again, if you have any of these violations and you have a green card or a visa or DACA, don't travel until you speak with somebody, just to make sure that what you have in your record is now going to flag these violations. All right, let's take a few more questions here. We have petitioned June 28, 2005, and expect to be interviewed in June. I can't afford college education. Can I go back to study in the Philippines? Well, I mean, like I said, if they are here in the US and they are legal status, and I assume that they're pending something. So if they're able to go back and forth and they have the right to go back, then yes, they can wait back home for their interview. But if they don't have legal status in the United States, if they leave, they will be they won't be able to come back. Question from Ibrahim: I had a Class C theft in 2017 and appeared in front of immigration judge, and my attorney submitted a brief to the judge, and I was granted a green card on November. Do I have to worry about it? I mean, if I were you with this record, I wouldn't travel. You don't have to worry about it inside the United States. Remember, guys, these things that are happening in the airports, it's because the CBP officers are determining that these people are not admissible. It doesn't mean that they're not eligible for a green card anymore. It just means that they're not admissible anymore, which means that that's where the issue is to travel, right? So you don't want to travel if they think you're inadmissible. Can people still apply for VAWA? Chantel said, absolutely. VAWA, T visas, all these applications are still going on. So you shouldn't be worried about applying for immigration status. Citizenship is still going pretty fast. Removal of conditions is still going pretty fast. If you're applying for work visas like O1s, things like that, these are things that are still going pretty fast, and you should still try to apply for it, right? So there we go here. So I think, like I said, you should definitely apply for it. Thanks, Rahama. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Okay, here we go. All right. If someone has a dismissed cause case and applied for a marriage green card, will this affect the approval? No. So like I said, if you're applying for a green card inside the United States and you still had a criminal record, so they're waivers, right? So it doesn't mean that those applications are going to be necessarily denied. There are waivers for that. But the issue is right now what we see is with travel, because it seems like if you're traveling and you had any violations, they don't want you back in here, and they can't do that. Versus if you're inside the United States and you have a green card and you had a DUI from 20 years ago, they're not just going to take your green card away, right? But if you're traveling, suddenly they have the power to do it. And that is really the crazy thing is. is it safe to apply for my green card because my F1 is terminated since last August? So if you're applying for a green, this is a question from a student. If you on TikTok here, if you apply for a green card and you're married to a citizen and you have and you were out of status all this time, then yes, then you're fine. All right. What about those that are getting bachelor degrees? What about those? You can, one of your citizenship cases, they denied after 5 years. What are the options left? One of our citizenship cases, they denied after 5 years. So if it's a marriage-based case, you can refile. Yeah, because you're inside the United States and you're married to a citizen, you can refile. Thanks, Ram. I appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, we also have the clouds challenge. Thanks, Nahid. I appreciate you. We have a question here from Joe. Will immigration detained U.S. citizen that had a DUI but has already paid everything? No. If you're a U.S. citizen, okay, remember that, guys. Thanks. If you're a U.S. citizen, they can't do anything to you, right? So even if you had a DUI or any of this stuff, even when you travel, they can't really do anything to you if you're a citizen. That's why so many people are applying for citizenship right now, because application for citizenship are taking 6 months or less, and you should be applying for citizenship right now. We have Lana, who is waiting here on video on YouTube, and then we'll take, we've got Sunny here and Navi and all these people. Navi, I'll take you in a second. Sunny, where are you from and what is your question?
Hi, Jacob. This is Lana from, I live in Los Angeles, originally Syrian.
Lana.
Yeah, you actually you are our attorney. You took our case, but anyways. So the question is, we got our green card through asylum, and
Okay.
we're planning for like tourist trip to Europe for 20 days.
Okay.
Can we use our passports from country of origin to just do this tourism, or it's now dangerous to do that?
I would be cautious, especially now with this recent, because we don't know who's going to be at the port of entry, when they're going to check when you come back. Do you know what I mean? So, because you don't have any other passport, right? Yet.
No. I applied for travel document from like 2 years ago, and they didn't
Still
give
waiting.
it to me. Yeah.
No, I would be careful if I were you, Lana. I would not now. I mean, like I said, now I'm talking about May of 2025. Things are a little bit sensitive. People are being detained at airports. I think for you, I wouldn't go anywhere. Not for now. Maybe
Okay.
after some time things will get a little bit better. But right now, it seems like they're very anxious to what is called proceed with their program, which is called Catch and Revoke. It's an unofficial program that they're doing right now, where they're looking for a lot of people, where they're on visas, on green cards, and they're literally trying to cancel their status, looking for any opportunity. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want you to travel and then be in a position where you'll be not able to come back.
Okay, and does it matter if I'm married to U.S. citizen? Does that make a difference or no?
Well, it doesn't really make a difference, because your application is your green card based on the citizen or based on the asylum?
So my husband is a U.S. citizen. He's already have citizen, and I got my green card through asylum.
Right. So that's why I don't think you should use your passport to travel. Even if you're married to a citizen, the reason how you go to asylum, the green card is through the asylum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would be cautious right now.
Okay. Thank you, Jacob.
All right. Thanks, Lana. Good luck. Thank you so much. Like I said, I don't want to be the bearer or bad news, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry, if you know what I mean. Emilia says, my I-130 past 2 years, no answer. My attorney doesn't want to sue the USCIS. Why? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why your attorney doesn't want to sue. I mean, it depends on what the case is. If it's really been taking that long, no answer, you've done everything you could. I think it is a good time to sue them, to get some more answers from the government. And so I would, I would do it. Do you know what I mean? Why not? Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. Can I travel with a green card if I got a reckless driving ticket, but it was paid before? This is from Rocco on TikTok. Honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't travel at the moment. Reckless driving is one of those offenses that they are flagging people for at the moment. So I wouldn't. Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. And again, Jacob Matthews here from Zambia. What's your prediction for June EB3? June EB3, I don't think there's going to be a big movement, unfortunately, but I think we'll see EB3 movement on the visa bulletin after August of 2025. I don't think June is going to be a big one, unfortunately. Cecile is asking, can you help clients in Florida? Absolutely. We have clients in Florida, in New York, in Arizona. We can help clients in all 50 states. And like I said, because you're here on the live, what you can do is you can use the phone number that is on the screen right now on YouTube and send me a text right now from the live. And if you're watching this on TikTok, you can use the number in my bio to send me a text right now. And if you do this through the live, you get priority to communicate with us and book consultation. So do it right now. While you're watching the live, you get a priority and a faster way to book your calls. And also, you can, let's see here. And also, you can use the form below. If you're watching this on TikTok, this is a special form from TikTok that you can put your information there, and our team will contact you. And it's just another way to communicate during the live. Specifically for the live, TikTok allows us to do that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, use the number on the screen, and it will be a way to communicate. So use the form at the bottom, and let's see what happens. All right. Let's take another live call here. Here we go. We're taking people the order that they're waiting. And here's Navi. Navi been waiting. Thanks, guys. And then, hey, Navi, where are you from? And what is your question? And if you want to join on YouTube, I'll put in the link here. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm from India and currently living in Ohio.
Okay.
Got my 601A approved.
601A, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And then NVC document qualified me already. It's been 5 months now. So what is Bombay Consulate India taking to schedule the interview? What is the backlog there? Like, what should I expect?
So what are you? It's a marriage case that you're doing?
Yeah, you're with this US citizen. Yes, I want to approved, then 601A waiver.
Yeah, right.
NVC.
Right now, it's taking about 10 months after you were qualified.
So 10 months. Okay.
Yeah.
So sure. So my asylum case is administration closure right now.
Okay.
So should I go for a termination now, or should I wait? Because my attorney said once my judge do his individual hearing, and you have 4 months to leave the United States. Is there something?
Well, like I said, I don't want to give you advice on that until I see your file and understand. But technically, what I'm trying to say is that you need to time your interview plan to go with your asylum closure, because if it's 4 months, then you need to plan on that. Make sure that you leave on time and you just wait for that appointment, because right now the appointments are very slow, so it's very difficult to time it exactly.
Okay, you said that 10 months to a year.
Right now, it's about a year, 10 months to a year in Mumbai. Okay, of course.
Thank you.
Remember, guys, if you have any court issues that you need to resolve in the United States, make sure you do it before your interview at the embassy. Otherwise, they won't be able to adjudicate your files over there. Clint is asking, can it be a problem if you travel domestic with an F1 visa in your passport? No, you should be fine. You should be fine as long as you have a valid document to board a domestic flight. See, domestic flights, they don't really care about your immigration status. Now, all these things are going to change after May 7 when the real ID comes in. We don't know how strict TSA is going to be. And a lot of people are concerned about traveling. Thanks, Ali, I appreciate it. Traveling after May 7 because they think that immigration is going to make things more complicated for them. And we'll have to see it, right? All right. Is it risky to travel with an extension letter? So you're talking about the removal of conditions extension? No, I don't think so. As long as you don't have any prior violations, that extension letter is just like a green card and it should be the same. Let's see. We've got some questions here on Instagram. Do crimes matter for N600? Correct. Absolutely. Crimes do matter for N600. You cannot have a criminal background if you want to get it. Is it safe to travel with the US if I have valid STEM OPT, valid EAD, but the F1 on my passport is expired? Correct. Eva Wong is asking on Instagram. That's no problem. As long as your passport is valid, doesn't matter what the visa is. A friend applied for asylum, got denied BIA, Board of Immigration Appeals, but the problem is he doesn't have anywhere to go. What can he do in this situation? Your friend in this situation? Well, if they don't have where to deport him, they'll decide what to do. You can also potentially put a stay on this deportation. There are many things you can do. Tosi is asking, my husband is a US citizen and we are both in school 6 hours away from each other and stay in different apartments, but we see each other every month. How can we file for a green card if we are not living together? It's a good question. People are asking me a lot. What if you don't live together in the same household? You live in two separate cities. Can you still file for a green card? The answer is yes, you can, as long as you have other proof. Maybe you have joint documents. Maybe you have you see each other on every weekend. You have you've seen your families. You travel together. They're not just looking at the fact that you don't live together. It could be obviously a problem, and you'll have to explain it. But just because you don't live together doesn't mean you can't file a green card together, right? What is the status of R1 visas to green card? My F360 is approved. The status means that EB4 category, if you apply for a green card through a religious work visa, there's no availability right now. There's no visas. They ran out of visas, which means that you have to stay on your R1 for a while. Okay, here we go. Is it a risk to travel with an extension? Oh, we just did it that. Did this one. I had the Class C theft, and I want to grant the green card November 22. Do I have to worry about it? Yeah, I mentioned before, you should be careful to travel with this kind of record. What's going on with adjustment of status, Form I-45? Who came through the humanitarian program? If you came on parole, those cases are on hold right now. They're not adjudicating them. Okay. And if you want to join me on video on YouTube, use the link right here. You can do that. Oops. The link is here. Can they remove conditions on your green card without an interview? Well, yeah, potentially they can. Not everybody is getting interviews. More people are getting interviews, but not everybody is getting interviews. And many people who applied for the removal of conditions, they're getting their interviews waived, right? Okay, is it still possible to apply for a marriage green card today? This is asking from Flag. Of course, absolutely. They're processing marriage green cards. They're processing citizenship. Guys, everything is still the same. The only thing that is happening that people who are travel and they have problems in their history, they get detained at the airport, some people. But all immigration is working. Green cards are working. Cases are working. You guys can still apply for everything, and you should, because a year from now, right? A year from now, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, what cases are going to be continuing to go through. We don't know, what is the processing time will be. So right now, things are still happening, and people are still applying for green cards. and for citizenship, and you should still do it. Because I see people asking this in the comments a lot right now. What about domestic abuse? How long is it taking right now for VAWA? For VAWA case. This is from Arlene. Arlene, so you've been waiting for 2 years. Right now, this VAWA case is taking about 4 years. I would say 3.5, 4 years for VAWAs, but they work. If you have a good case, they do work and people get approved. So it's not a bad idea to apply for it if you meet the requirements. Is it normal for 45 to be delayed approval after interview? What does that mean? This is from the experience. What that means is that they probably are looking, maybe they have some more information that they need to check. Maybe there was something in the background check for you. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much if everything else was approved, but I have seen people that, thanks, Chrissy, I appreciate it. And guys, don't forget, we have our challenge at the top here, and make sure we get that. Yeah, thanks a lot, Chrissy. Chrissy is leading the way with these, hearts. Can I adjust my status based on marriage with restraining order in the past? It depends. It depends on what was the background of this. Thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate it. Do you have a physical office in Atlanta? I don't, but I do have colleagues that work in Atlanta that we collaborate with in case you have to bring something to the office. But we have office in San Diego and one in the East Coast in Connecticut. But you don't need a physical office, to be honest with you. We work with clients in all 50 states. And by the way, if you're watching this on TikTok and you want to get a hold of me now, use the number in my bio right now. Send me a text. And those of you watching this on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, use the number on the screen. And the reason why is because when you do it while we're on the live and you send that message or call the number or call the office, then you have priority to book a consultation with me. And so I can go over your case with you and help you with your matter. There's so many people that need help. They're afraid to take action on their immigration. And they tell me that during these lives, they get the courage to reach out, to go to my bio, to actually write down the phone number and send the text from the live, because they know that they'll get a response at some point and we will be able to help them book the consultation, and it will empower them to take action on the immigration process, because people are scared right now. They're like, oh, maybe we should wait. Maybe things will waiting is not going to help people, because things are going to get worse in terms of processing times. It's not going to get worse in terms of what we can do, but it's going to get worse in terms of processing times. It's going to get slower in 2026. So I tell people, if you can apply for your immigration matters in 2025, it is better, because you know that they are taking action. You know that they're actually doing something, and people should not be as scared and afraid to do it. So take action, send me a text right now, and let's resolve your immigration matters before the end of the year. Adam is asking, I applied for N400. I forgot to mention a dismissed littering law case 10 years ago. What should I do now? I did admit for the mistake and paid a fine. So if you applied for your citizenship, and you didn't mention something on application, forgot to mention a conviction, you forgot to mention an address, you forgot to mention travel, it's okay. What you can do is, before the interview, you bring an affidavit and you state that you want to amend the form before the interview starts. And then the officer will make you, put you under oath. You say, hey, I forgot this thing that I had in 2005. And then you're going to add that to the form before the interview starts. As long as you do that before, they're not going to charge you with misrepresentation. And you can always add things, because, I had a client recently that hired me just to go with them to the interview, to the N400 interview. And then he said, well, listen, I forgot to mention that I had this one trip 4 months and I was away for almost 5 months. And I also forgot to mention that I was convicted of petty theft. And so we had to provide this affidavit before the interview. And that was helpful, because then the officer wasn't mad at the guy. And then, he was still able to get it. Manchu says, my friend was selected for the Green Lottery 2024-25, but didn't include his kids and wife because they were not married yet. What are the risks? the risk is that if he didn't include them, he's going to have to sponsor them once he gets his green card, because if they were not included before the interview, I assume that he already has an interview. If they weren't included, he's going to have to sponsor them as a regular green card holder. Is public charge back or not? The public charge has not been changed since Biden, so it's still, we have the same public charge, but there is rumors that Trump will change it and make it more complicated. How long does it take for fingerprints to get your interview after filing adjustment? It's taken about 5 months. We have more people waiting to ask questions here, and let's take the next one. And if you want to ask questions on YouTube, Natalie's waiting, and I'll take Natalie next. Sunny, what's where are you from, and what is your question?
Hi, Jacob. My name is Sunny, and I'm from Iowa, Des Moines.
Okay.
And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, I spoke to you last week as well, and I was trying to take your appointment. I called twice today, and they sent me the link just before, and they're giving me your appointment on 16th of May. So is there any chance I can get tomorrow?
Yeah. So Sunny, what you can do is, once you book the appointment, all you have to do is, send a message and say you want to have it earlier, and they're going to try to do it manually earlier, because sometimes when the schedule get booked, some clients can ask to move manually, right? So once you have it booked, we can move you manually.
Okay. And another thing is, what about the 10% discount? They're saying something. I can't see anything in that slot. I can do 10% or whatever.
You can. You have to ask them, and they will do it.
Okay.
They'll send you a manual link for the 10% off.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the only thing I want to ask.
Yeah, just do it right now, and they'll do it
Yeah,
for you.
okay.
Just send them a text and say you spoke to me on the live. And by the way, anybody who's booking these consultations on the live today, we are giving 10% off for the consultation. So take advantage of that. All you have to do is just, like I said, you send a text and you say, I was on the live, I want to claim my discount, and they'll do it for you manually.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Jacob.
Perfect.
Bye.
So anybody who's watching this right now, here we go here. So you're going to see right now a form on the screen. So in the TikTok, so put your information in there, and anybody who is putting that form in there right now is eligible for a 10% discount on consultations today only. And people who are watching this on YouTube, if you want to claim your 10% consultation discount, you have to use the phone number on the screen to request that special rate. They're going to create a special link for you guys to accommodate this, but right now the form is there, and I'll bring that form back in a few minutes as well. All right, let's get Natalie, who is watching on YouTube. And
Hello.
Natalie, where are you
Hi.
from, and what is your question?
I'm from Syria originally, living in LA, and my question is that I have green card
Okay.
through asylum. My question is if I can travel maybe to Mexico or Canada for like short trip. Is this going to be risky at this time? Although I traveled last year and it was smooth.
No. You shouldn't have a problem. If you have a green card, even if you go through asylum, the only place I would recommend for you to go is to your home country. But otherwise, you can travel to Mexico, Europe, anywhere you want.
Oh, but I'll be using my passport, like of my country of origin passport.
Okay. Well, again, as I mentioned to the person that I spoke to before, I personally think it's a little bit risky. Now, I know you did it before and it was smooth, but now I'm talking about May of 2025. Maybe it's worth to wait a little bit and not take the chance. Maybe like wait a couple of months and see how this climate of being them enforcing things. You know what I mean? But if you're just gonna go to Mexico, again, I mean, I'm just telling you for what I've seen, and people are experiencing a lot of crazy things at the port of entry. So it will be kind of a gamble if you do it, right?
Okay, so you don't recommend, even if it's like a cruise or like
I
short
would
trip.
recommend now, like May, because I think right now there's a lot of tension. I believe things will come down as we move through the summer. It's going to be much better, I would say, later in the summer, because it's getting better now, but it's still a little bit tense. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I wouldn't travel if I were you in your situation.
I
That's my.
see.
But like I said, I know people who did it and they're fine. I just think that this month, anybody that has a questionable history with their green card, I would just tell them to wait and wait for maybe late June and see what happens with this administration, because things are changing every week. You see it, right? So if I was in May, I wouldn't go this May. But if you talk to me again in June, maybe things will change.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Natalie. I mean, like I said, my personal opinion is that you know what I mean, and I think yeah, I think we should definitely be cautious, especially for those of you who need to travel in May. Okay. Will a 62-year-old person be deported? Where is that question? Oh, I just lost it. Tourist visa expired 4 years ago, but he was arrested for theft. I mean, yeah. I mean, if he's apprehended, they don't care if he's 62. Yeah. So they don't really care. Can I file a lawsuit after 18 months of 221G, Captain Somali? Absolutely. Absolutely. 18 months is definitely too long. I would say a year is a maximum that I usually like to wait for these 221Gs. But again, I need to look at your case and see if it's something that will qualify for a lawsuit. And we can definitely look into it and see if it's something that makes sense. Is it normal that USCIS has not charged my card yet for adjustment of status? It's been 3 weeks. It is not so normal unless they lost your file, but they should be charging your card fairly quickly if you send it 3 weeks ago. Sina says J1 waiver delayed but approved after 8 months. How can status be adjusted without marriage? Well, maybe through employment. If you have an employer, then that's another way to do it. Let's see. Is it safe to travel with refugee travel document now? Inside the US, yes. Okay, here. Are 751 applicants who are traveling safe to travel? As I mentioned before, if you have a 751 and you did this based on marriage and you're still married, I don't think you have any problems. If you're doing this based on divorce, I would be cautious, carry documents, prove that you were in a bona fide relationship, because they will be asking those questions at the border. And I see this happen all the time. It happens a lot right now. My work permit expired, but I'm still working. Could this affect my marriage? Adjustment of status? No, it's not going to impact your marriage adjustment of status. Remember, guys. Oh, thanks for the hearts. It's good to see those hearts appear on the screen. You guys are the best. My friends here on TikTok. Are all 45 asylum-based applications paused, or just for those arriving on parole? No, not all. Mostly for those who came on parole, but and also they will be adjudicating some of these asylum cases without a court hearing. So be mindful of that. If it happens to you, you should be careful, right? Thanks, Herna. I would like to ask, how risky it is, do you think, to travel for J1 visa holders? I mean, again, if you don't have any violations in your past, I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem if you don't have any violations. All right. If you want to ask me more questions here, I'll post it here. The video link is here. We got some questions here on Instagram. Let's see. My husband is a U.S. citizen. We are both in school 6 hours. Oh, here it is. How much will it cost me to apply for work permit through your firm? This is from Maesh on Instagram. Send me a DM. If you're watching this on Instagram, send me a DM. Is it safe to travel within the US, even Puerto Rico, from Ralphie? Yes, it is. I believe it is. Do you guys help clients in Minnesota? Absolutely, guys. We do help clients in Minnesota in all 50 states. All right. After winning asylum, can I adjust status using EB2 given the asylum delays? It depends. It depends on when you apply for asylum, where you're in status when you apply for asylum. It depends. If you meet the requirements, then you potentially could apply for EB2 from your asylum. You could switch it. Do I have to mention tickets on my citizenship application? No, speeding tickets you don't need to mention, but if you had a DUIs and stuff like that, obviously you have to mention those. And once again, guys, if you want to contact me and you're watching this on TikTok, then you have the contact form at the bottom of the screen right now here. Put your information and you'll qualify for 10% on your consultations. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, we are offering 10% off consultations only on Monday lives. Send me a text. You'll get priority if you do this through the live, on the live. And if you're watching this on TikTok, fill the form and you're also going to be eligible, or you can use the number in my bio and send me a text. Those things will make you eligible for the 10% discount on the consultation today, specifically if you reach out through during the live. It's really important to do it during the live because our team is going to respond to you, and also you have the a possibility to get priority for booking because my calendar gets booked really fast, and I just want to make sure that people who go on the live, we can give them that priority. I am, let me see here. Okay, we have Alisa, and then we have another person who is waiting. We have, so if you want to go live on video, just line up, and I'll get you in the order that you are. Alisa? Alisa? Alisa, can you hear me? Alisa? Too bad. Too bad, Alisa, because you were next. And let's get our next person. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What is your name and how can I assist you?
Yeah, my name is Mohammed. I live in Joplin, Missouri. I applied last year around like September. No, it's November.
Okay.
So within like a month, and after my work permit, I didn't receive any notice or any update for my I-130 and I-485. I'm just still waiting.
Okay. So remember, where is your case pending?
I don't know. So I checked here on my notice what I got last time.
Yeah.
It's saying National Benefit Center, but
no, I mean, where do you live?
I'm here in Joplin, Missouri, like near to the Springfield, Kansas City.
Oh, I see. It should be. I mean, they're not delayed over there, so I'm surprised that it's taking that long for you. I think you should. Did you make any inquiries?
I talked to the Emma, the
Yeah.
online thing. I talked to them, and somebody said like, I checked your status, so officer reviewed your case.
Yeah.
Reviewed your case last month, around like 2nd of last month.
Okay.
But he didn't issue any notice or anything like that. So I didn't receive any interview call, nothing else.
Yeah.
Still waiting.
No, you'll get it. Remember, the reason why is because more people are being scheduled for interviews. So they have delays in scheduling as well, right? So it's natural that you're going to be waiting a little bit longer. Everybody's waiting a little bit longer. but it's not.
That's a good sign. I didn't receive even RFE or anything.
No, it's a very good sign. Very good sign. Honestly, I think that maybe they'll even waive your interview. I mean, some people are still getting their interview waived, by the way.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
told me as well. She said your interview is waived so far because
Okay.
it waived last year.
Okay.
But I didn't receive any notice or anything for still waiting.
Okay.
It's saying sometimes it's saying 8 months, sometimes it's saying 52 months. And I called my lawyer and he
No.
said,
You'll get your documents. You'll get you probably will have your interview waived, which means you're gonna get your green card in the mail, right? Which is good. Some people are still getting their interview. So if you didn't have an RFE, I mean, I think you're fine. You just have to wait a little bit longer.
I have one more question, sir. So before marriage, I was on status. I was doing I was an F1 student.
Okay.
And after marriage or after 1 month, I can't go to school. I can't do that anymore because of the responsibility and stuff. But and my lawyer, he put out of status on my phone. Is this gonna do anything or
No.
like that?
It doesn't matter. For marriage, you don't have to be in status. Okay. So
you want me to wait?
I think you should wait a little bit longer. I think you'll get it in the mail. You'll get your green card in the mail based on what you just told me right now.
Yeah, because I don't have RFE. I don't have
Exactly.
Exactly. No update.
You're one of the lucky ones.
Well, hopefully.
Right? You are.
God with everyone, man. I appreciate that, buddy.
Once you get the green card, please come back on the live and let us know.
Absolutely, man.
Okay?
I appreciate that.
Thank you, my friend. Listen, guys, people still get their interviews waived, like this guy and many other people, right? That's what I'm telling you, that, people who are scared to file right now shouldn't be scared. And that's not a good thing. We've got Peace. I got a CMT deportable, but the to green card using 212 waiver. Do I need to worry to renew green card in 2 years or N400? I don't think you have a problem to renew. But I would be concerned about the N400. So before you go to the N400, meet with the attorney for immigration just to make sure we go over your records and see what we can do to prepare you for that interview. Because there are things we can do to minimize the impact at the time of the interview. But you should be fine. To renew the green card, you should be okay. All right, let's see here. Now, remember, guys, as I mentioned to you before, you're watching this right now. We are giving 10% consultation discounts on Mondays, specifically for the people that show up for the live. We don't advertise it anywhere but on the live. So if you're here on the live, before we take the next one, do two things. Send me a text if you're watching this on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. The number is on the screen. And you have to mention in the text that you were in the live and you are claiming your 10% discount. And if you're watching this on TikTok, you need to use the number in my bio. Send me a text right now. And if you are watching this and you can use the form on the screen right now and put your information. It's a new feature from TikTok that allows these requests to come to me faster. You're still going to be eligible for your 10% off if you use the form or the phone number. Phone number will be a little bit of faster response. The form will get you the 10%, and also a special gift for the ones that are finding we're using the form. But either way, use the number on the screen to do it right now from the live. Make sure that you actually say in the text message that you were the live, okay? And you will be prioritized and get your 10% discount. All right, let's see here. Maggie's asking, how much is a consultation? Consultations start at $150, but if you're watching this today on the live, you're getting 10% off that. So, all right. Okay. All right. So we've got another person wanting to ask questions on YouTube. What is your name and what is your question?
Hello.
You hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
We're good. We're good.
I got a question for you. I have an old criminal conviction from 1993, but I
Okay.
got it waived using a 212H waiver in conjunction with my adjustment of status, which was granted. And I was wondering if that has any effect on this administration. Can they come back and try to put me in removal based on that waived crime?
You have a green card now?
Yes, and I'm supposed to renew my green card in a couple of years. I'm eligible for citizenship.
Here,
Um,
here's what I would do. If I were you, I would, if you want, I can help you as well, but you need to have somebody look at your record, right? So you can tell me that over, here in the video, but I need to see it. I need to see it, I need to review it and make a decision if this is going to be a problem for you. Okay.
okay.
Before renewing your green card, you need to have this assessed because the way we do it is we look at case law, we look at changes in the immigration memos to see if what you have in your background is going to be a problem to renew the green card or to apply for citizenship. That's what I tell all my clients that have similar background like yours.
Okay. So even though if it's waived, they still can go back and.
Absolutely. They could, but I'm not saying they will. So I
Right.
think the best thing for you to do is you present your record. I'll review it and I'll say, you know what, you're good to go. Or let's get together with a criminal attorney. Let's try to get some post-conviction relief before you renew your green card. That's what I would do.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Thank you,
right.
my
Thanks.
friend. Thanks for
Bye.
watching. And anybody who's watching this on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, if you're not following us, subscribing, do it right now. If you're watching this on TikTok, follow my account. The only way you can know when we go live and stay updated is if you are a subscriber or you follow the account. So do it right now. And we're going to be ending our live stream on YouTube in a few minutes. Let's take a few questions here on Instagram, and then we continue our streams on TikTok for another time. We'll continue that here on TikTok. So if you are interested in watching the rest of the live stream, you can move to TikTok and see it end. We always do it every Monday. We end our live streams on TikTok. We continue. It's just how we do it. So let's see, on Instagram, we have Andrea is asking, what would happen if you're in the process of getting a work permit and get detained by ICE? Is there anything that lets them that you're going through the process? It's a good question. So let's say you will get detained and you're in the process of applying for your work permit. Well, they should see it in their system, but you should carry documents. That's what I tell people. You should carry your documents. If you're going through an immigration process, carry your receipts, carry documents to show that you're going through immigration. They sometimes don't know, right? So if you're going through an immigration process, carry your documents so you can show it to ICE in case you get detained. All right, let's see. How does Frontier is asking, how does USCIS decide who to interview for I-751 cases? That's a good question. Well, first of all, in most cases, it's random, right? They interview people random. Right now, obviously, they're going to do more interviews. They're going to be asking more people to go for interviews. But usually it's random, or sometimes if you don't have enough documents, if your application is not sufficient, if they feel that your marriage is not real for whatever reason, because you didn't give them enough documents, they will schedule you for an interview. But I just did a video about this earlier today saying that if you want to expedite your 751 and you're eligible for citizenship, you should file for your citizenship and you should do it, sooner than later. All right, guys. So we talked about airport detentions. People are actually getting detained and sent to immigration jail. Is this going to continue? Yes. It's continuing through the month of May, probably, maybe even more. If you have any issues in your green card background, in your visa background, do not travel. That's all I can tell you. But if your background is clear, if you have no violations, if you have no fraud, if you have no criminal stuff, then don't be afraid. You can travel. They're not going to detain you. It's as simple as that. If you have problems in your past, you'll be detained. If you don't, you can free to travel, enjoy the vacation, go to Europe, go to Asia. Easy. But if you have a green card or a visa and you were detained and you had a DUI or you had a fraud and you had anything 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, then don't travel, at least not today, right? Maybe in a month from now, things will change, but today you will be detained most likely, you know, and, you know, it's just not a good thing. All right, guys. So YouTube friends, Facebook friends, Instagram friends, thanks for watching today. I'll be back on Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Every single week, we're here on all the platforms. All right, guys, stay safe, subscribe to our channels, and I'll see you next week.